So I love caramelized onions, and when you're learning how to cook, they tell you that yellow onions are the best type for caramelizing. But today I'm here to challenge that notion. I'm gonna caramelize every type of onion to see which one tastes best. And at the end, I'm gonna mix them all together to make a super mix of caramelized onions just to see what that tastes like. So let's get cooking. Normally I would just drive to the grocery store, but hey, it's summer and I wanted to ride this new bike that I got. I'm gonna pick up the common varieties of onions like yellow, white, red, and sweet onion, also known as Vidalia. But this video is about caramelizing all types of onions, so I'm gonna include the smaller stuff as well, literally. I'm making shallots, green onions, boiler onions, and Cipollini onions. Basically, I bought out the entire onion section at the grocery store. Baller! Just kidding, I only spent like 26 bucks. Welcome to the test kitchen. Just kidding, it's my regular kitchen, but I thought it'd sound cool. We're back from the grocery store. I got the onions. Before we get caramelizing, I want to mention a big concern of mine. Now, since we're caramelizing every type of onion, that means I also have to chop every type of onion. And as you know, when you chop onions, you start crying. So I've developed a foolproof plan to avoid that. Check this out. Got my goggles and I got my mask. No onion fumes, no onion tears. Let's suit up.
Let's chop some onions.
Alright, here's the plan. For consistency, we're gonna chop all the onions the same way, in a vertical direction with the grain. I like chopping the roots and tops off, and I find this method the best for caramelizing onions. However, I'm making an exception for the green onions for obvious reasons. And no, the mask and goggles did not work. Well, back to the drawing board. So all the onions are like sitting right here, and this area reeks of onion, and it is just pungent. So I had to open up the window, and I need to take a break. Oh, jeez. Are you upset because of all the onions? Ladies and gentlemen, I present the onions. Yellow, white, sweet, red, Cipollini, shallots, scallions, and boiler onions. Now the plan here is simple. Caramelize each onion until they reach a golden brown and jammy consistency. But here within lies the issue. It normally takes 45 minutes to caramelize onions, and I have 8 onions. That's 6 hours of work that I'm not really looking forward to doing. So enjoy this very cinematic chef's table montage of me caramelizing an onion. While in reality, I'm actually just running back and forth caramelizing 8 different types of onions at a time on a very, very hot summer's day. It is hot in here. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the taste test. First initial thoughts, in terms of look, very obvious that the yellow onions, like the sweet, the white, and the yellow, these look the best. The red onion looks a little unappetizing, it's a bit darker, but maybe because I caramelized it too much. I think when it was less dark, it looked pretty good. The Cipollinis look great, the shallots look pretty good. The scallions or green onions, I mean, I didn't think they were gonna caramelize, but I figured maybe the whites would, so I just sauteed it. It is an onion, and I just wanted to throw it in the mix to see how that tastes. And then the boiler onions as well look pretty good over here too. So yeah, let's begin the taste test. I had many ideas of how I wanted to perform this test. Obviously, a blind taste test was the first thing that came to mind, but I have 8 onions, and I figured it'd be difficult to taste each onion while keeping track of the flavors blindfolded. So instead, I decided to opt for the process of elimination. I compared 2 onions side by side and chose a winner. That winner would go against another onion, and I would continue this process until there was only 1 onion left, the one I liked best. And the winner is... That is really, really good. The shallots, wow. Less sweet, more savory, but almost kind of candy-like at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. It's really good. By far, a more unique taste. It really stood out from everything here. I think it's because there's like a hint of like something else. Like you get the onions, there's sweetness, but there's something else. Like maybe it's more savory. I don't know. There's just something else in here that just makes it so much better. And the shallots win. And honestly, I think the scallions are pretty darn good too. This is a second because one, it's just really unique. But I guess technically it's not caramelized, it's just sauteed, but I like it a lot. It's different. I do not like that. That is not good. But wait, what about the super mix? Well, Cue the montage. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the Super Mix. That is pretty good. I'm a fan. Okay, final thoughts. The shallots were my favorite, and I actually really like the scallions as well. That being said, all these tasted pretty good, but I think the big thing to note here is that if you have red onions and you have a recipe that calls for caramelized onions, and you only have red onions laying around, I think it's worth going to the store to get yellow onions because I did not like the caramelized red onions at all. Secondly, if you have a recipe that calls for caramelized onions, try using shallots instead. It might change the dish and you might even like it. Now you know.